Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, Miss. Welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you. Okay, we're gonna wait a couple of minutes. Maybe someone else will be in class. Just a couple of minutes. I know we have some other people, so let's start. Thanks for being punctual.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Okay, so we're gonna continue with the second group. Okay. That is let's say this is the most common, because well, no, those two are very common, maybe the same way. So let's continue with after some verbs. Okay, and it says, notice that it says after some verbs, because as I was explaining, there are just some verbs that we need to memorize. Okay, I'm gonna mention song, and the book has song, the most common. But as I said, right, you have to continue working, observing this part. Okay, so in this case, there is no rule. There is no rule. What we need to do is remember those verbs, right? Here you can see dislike, for example, prefer. So dislike, prefer, enjoy, okay? Those are some of the verbs that we have to memorize, okay? So let's work first with this that we have here, and then I'm gonna add a couple more, okay? So remember, this is the point, just that we have, remember, two verbs together. The first is conjugated and the second is not conjugated. It's in infinitive. So it means that we can understand prefiero getting hacer, right? Un préstamo bancario. In this case, it would be better like hacer. I prefer working in the morning, for example. I prefer working in the morning. And once more, remember that we don't have, I prefer working, it doesn't mean prefiero trabajando, okay? Once more, remember that in this case, that's not the use. It's not ando, endo, okay? So, I prefer working. Prefiero trabajar, okay? Prefiero trabajar. So, another can be, I dislike fighting employees due to low incomes, okay? I dislike fighting, okay? Me desagrada despedir. You see? Me desagrada, no me gusta, despedir. We are not saying despidiendo, right? I dislike fighting, okay? Employees due to low incomes. So, you see, that's the way that we use this kind of the other group, right? The other group that we have here. And we're gonna listen. Well, I'm gonna give you some other that we have. Remember that gerund only, I mean, infinitive only. That is when you need to use just one way. Okay, just one way. So let me mention for you some other that are common. Okay, that are very common. Additional to get, prefer and fire. Okay, so we have, for example, let me write it, let me share this. But remember, that is the second group. Okay, enjoy is another. Enjoy is a verb that you just need ing in the second verb. No more. Okay, no more. Options. Remember that I mentioned this yesterday. I enjoy to listen to, no. It's prohibited. So I don't have the second option. So we can find that, like, that's why sometimes we can find this topic like gerund only. Gerund only. Okay, because after those verbs, we just can use ing, remember, in the second verb. Okay, before giving you some other, because I say they are not all, but some other. Let's see if we got the idea. Let's start working with those three. Well, I'm gonna share in here the first. So we have, let me text. I can text. Okay. We have, what was the first? Do you remember the first? The first that was in the example of the book? No, don't you remember?
Similar example yesterday.
No, the one today that we saw in the presentation of the book.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nobody remembers? You have to remember. Prefer. What was the other? In the book?
Dislike.
Dislike. Okay, there we have one. Okay, dislike. And this that I just showed you, enjoy. So we have to be careful and remember, because there is no other way to use this correctly. Okay, let's start doing a couple of sentences with these three verbs. Okay, so do two sentences with different verbs. Maybe prefer, maybe dislike, maybe enjoy, I don't know. Send one and think in the other. Or if you want to send both at the same time, no problem. But the idea is that, please, each of you do two sentences with any of those verbs. Those verbs. Please, those verbs.
Make.
Yeah, make and send it in the chat, please.
Okay.
Remember, guys, that is not any verb. Are these verbs. In this case, it's not any verb that I want. We need to work with a specific. verbs. Yeah, I got some. Okay, thanks. Continue with the, let me see how many. No, Mr. Ramirez, is a sentence. Is a sentence. Patricia, is a sentence. And it's with these verbs that you are watching on the screen.
Okay, okay.
Okay, maybe you were late. I don't know if you were late, so I'm going to explain again because I see that the idea is not clear. Okay, so I was telling you that we are in the second group. Yesterday, we were studying gerunds in verbs when they work in a sentence like a subject, okay? We did many exercises yesterday and many examples. So today we continue with the second group. What is the case? The case is that we have prepositions after some verbs. That this is what I was explaining on Monday as an advance. I told you that when we have two verbs together, this is verb number 1 and this is verb number 2. So I already talked, okay, about this. And I said that there are some verbs when they go together that in the second verb is demanding to use ing and no more possibilities. And that we don't do the translation. I prefer, because it has ing, prefiero trabajando, prefiero estudiando, prefiero comiendo. No, right? Es comer, trabajar, prefiero comer, prefiero trabajar, prefiero dormir, prefiero, I don't know, with a complement, obviously. So in this case, that's what we are working in this moment, Mr. Ramirez and Miss Amaya. When we have two verbs, ¿y cuáles son los que me piden que en el segundo yo a fuerza le ponga con ing? Remember that we continue working with the topic of gerund. So in this case, no es cualquier verbo que a mí se me ocurra. That's what we need to respect. Okay? We need to respect the verbs in which we must use ing in the second verb. So that's what I show you. The book gives you prefer, because it's verb number 1. Dislike, That is verb number 1. Right? So, después de ellos, el que viene. Entonces, para aplicar este tema, para aplicar esta regla, yo tengo que usar 2 verbos juntos. Y a fuerza tiene que ser el primero, uno de la lista, no cualquiera. Porque no todos se van a trabajar así, como ya les estuve dando el preview el lunes. Hay otros grupos. Otros que en medio de los dos va un to, etcétera, que ahorita ya no voy a entrar en eso. Porque ya hemos aterrizado, land off, en el tema en sí. Okay, well, I will continue waiting for a couple of minutes for the answers. Okay, and I gave you here 3. Okay, of course that we have more. We have more, but in this case, let's start with those 3, right? Prefer, dislike, and enjoy. ¿Qué significa? Que estos van a ser el primer verbo de 2. Aquí si usted puede poner lo que quiera. I mean, lo que quiera decir, right? Que tenga make sense. Pero estos a fuerza tienen que ir al principio. Porque me hacen que el segundo sea usado con ing. Y claro que ahora sí, no está trabajando como noun, eso ya fue ayer. Ahora sí tengo que ponerle a alguien que hace la acción. I, you, we, my mom, my classmate, etc. That is the idea. Okay, while you are working, I'm going to add some of the most common. Some of the most common because we have to start for something just to have the idea. Okay, we have one more here. Okay, same people, right? Same people. Okay, let's give a couple of minutes for the rest of your classmates. Okay, let's check together. We have here, I dislike going out at night. They prefer paying with credit card in the restaurant. Okay, good. In that case, you can see, guys, the examples. You can check the chat. So you can see that we have dislike is the first verb. Is part of the list, right? Is the first verb. So going is a second verb. The second verb can be any. Can be any. Okay? The one that we need to respect is the first. That must be part of the list. But the second can be any, no problem. And the second is the one that will take ing. So here we have two perfect examples, right? So you can check. In number 2, we have prefer, first verb. Pay, second verb. Prefer must be the first verb because it's part of the list. Like dislike is part of the list. And the one that will change is the second, right? The second. Let's continue with examples. Okay, very good, excellent. So we have there. Okay. Then we have, my daughter enjoys cooking Chinese food. Okay, very good, excellent. Excellent, because in this case, we have third person, you see? So in the changes are the same. It's in present, right? So Miss Rodriguez used simple present. Therefore, the changes are the same. Si estoy hablando de una tercera persona, en presente, enjoys. Eso no afecta absolutamente en nada. Pero el segundo verbo, con quien ella quiso combinar para decir lo que quería, es con cook. El segundo es el que toma el ing. My daughter enjoys cooking Chinese food. Okay. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so, and the next, let me see. Let me check the next. Okay. Wait a minute, please. Well, that's okay. Let's see the next. I just one, right, Miss Rodriguez? Just one. Okay, so let's see the next. Mr. Ramirez, I prefer making my food. I dislike. Okay, there we have the two together, I guess. I prefer making my food. Okay, my own food. Very good. There we have prefer, that is in the list. It must be in the first place, because remember that in this case we have two verbs together, one right after the other. So we have prefer, first verb. Must be in the list. Is it in the list? Yes, it is, of course. We can see there the first, right, in the list. Actually, is the first in the list. So the first in the sentence. Make, Mr. Ramirez combined prefer with make, but Mr. Fuentes combined prefer with play. Ms. Rodriguez combined prefer with visit. And we have here another. No la vi esta. Okay, so let me check. I prefer visiting my parents on weekends. Okay. So there we have, I prefer visiting my parents on weekends. Prefer, visiting, the second verb is with ing. That's the idea. And it says, right? ¿Y qué está diciendo ella? Alguien que no habla inglés. ¿Y qué está diciendo Miss Rodríguez? Que prefiere visitar a sus padres los fines de semana. Right? I won't say prefiere visitando, porque ese ing es un ando. Not today, remember. Not in this topic. Okay? So, she prefers. Si yo estuviera diciendo lo que Miss Rodríguez comenta, estoy hablando de lo que ella dice, I would say, she prefers, Miss Rodríguez prefers visiting her parents on weekends. And I always use the rule after prefer, the next verb goes with ing. So you see, here we have different combination with prefer. Prefer paying, prefer visiting, prefer cooking. But the point is that the second, el que usted quiera, y sí puede poner el que quiera según lo que quiera decir, obviously. But in this case, el primero sí tiene que ser de ese grupo. No cualquiera. Okay, so far so good. Very good, correct, Mr. Okay, the first, right, Mr. Ramirez, excellent. Let's see the next. I dislike, be careful with the spelling of dislike and with listening. I dislike listening, okay, loud noise or just noise at night, right? I dislike listening noise, any noise at night, maybe. Okay, but the point is the two verbs. El complemento, y lo cambiaríamos ahí para que sea más propio de inglés. Okay. But the point is that dislike and listening. Be careful with the spelling of dislike and the spelling of listening, okay? Be careful. So dislike and listening. In that case, that is the point, right? Dislike, the first verb that is in the list. So the second verb is listening. Listen, in this case, listening because it's after one of the list. Okay, good. Just be careful, right? Ahí cuidado, espero que haya sido un error de dedo ahí. La escritura de dislike y de listening. Okay,
Yeah,
next,
yeah.
Patricia.
Thanks.
Okay, let me see yours. She stops, okay, Miss Rodríguez, Miss Amaya. Ahorita no he puesto en la lista stop. Okay, and be careful, porque stop se puede, pero es lo que les comentaba la clase anterior. En ese caso, stop puede tomar los dos, ing, y puede tomar el to. I stop to drink Coke. Or I stop to drink my Coke because I have a phone call. I stop to. Puedo decir I stop to. Y también puedo decir I stop drinking Coke. ¿Ok? Y ahorita estamos con gerund only. O sea, que no puedo las dos cosas. Sino que en estos casos no hay otra opción. No es que yo puedo decir I prefer to visit, como puso Miss no sé quién. I prefer to play. I prefer no. No other possibility, guys. So be careful with that. It's true that we can say stop drinking, stop working. Pero recuerden lo que les mencioné. Si usted le pone de esta forma ing, es permanente. Según la oración, me parece que sí es permanente la intención de Miss Amaya. Excelente. Pero ahorita es como que yo estoy diciendo que es de este grupo. Y no es de este grupo, porque este grupo no me permite nada más que el otro verbo vaya con ing. En cambio, stop es de otro grupo que sí puede ir el segundo verbo con ing, puede, pero permite también con to. Solo que va a haber un significado diferente en lo que yo estoy diciendo. So that's why I want to be clear in this case, because they have a coincidence, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Okay, they are, because they are from different groups. Okay, so let's see. I am prefer eating Mexican food. Okay, remember that I am no. Nunca combino el verbo to be con otro verbo si no lleva el otro verbo con ing. Porque aquí es que estoy diciendo, prefiero comer. Prefiero comer. Because if I said I am preferring, podría ser, pero este verbo, por cierto, casi no se usa con presente continuo. Porque hay ciertos verbos en inglés que no se utilizan en esas formas porque dicen que no son acciones específicas. No es que estoy prefiriendo, no es que estoy gustando, y otros verbos. ¿Ok? Como en español que decimos, me está gustando ir al cine todos los fines de semana. So, in English is not common, pero esa es una regla así más allá, más avanzadita. Pero solo para que tengan la idea. Hay ciertos verbos que como que no suelen combinarse en inglés con ing, o sea, presente continuo, una acción que está en progreso. Y ese es uno de ellos, ¿ok? Prefer. Pero además de eso, no puedo decir I am preferred. En todo caso, tendría que haber dicho I am preferring, pero no suena bien, por lo que les dije anteriormente. Gramaticalmente tendría que ser así, pero no lleva esa combinación. So, por cualquier forma que lo veamos, don't do this combination, please.
Entonces sería ahí, teacher, I prefer eating.
Yes.
no?
Sí.
Okay.
Es que el problema es lo que le estoy explicando a Miss Amaya.
Ok.
La segunda parte yo no la he mencionado porque no hay problema. Después de prefer, I eating, pero el problema es esa combinación. ¿Ok? Entonces ahí tenemos, si le quitamos esa parte, que eso ya es otro problemilla, ¿verdad? El tema en sí está bien, pero no puedo decir, ok, good, excellent, because in that case we need to do that correction. Okay, so I prefer eating Mexican food. I prefer enjoying walk and dislike me wrong. I prefer enjoying. I don't know, but even in Spanish sounds a little bit strange for me, a little bit weird. In English and in Spanish. Está bien que después de prefer está usando el verbo con ing, pero the sentence made no sense for me. I prefer enjoying, prefiero disfrutar caminar. Y me disgusta correr. So in that case, the idea made no sense for me. I'm trying to move it. Maybe I prefer walking because I dislike running. And yes, maybe in that way, Mr. Jerez. I prefer walking. Si le quito el enjoy, como que no make no sense ahí en medio. ¿Ok? No sé si está por ahí, Mr. Jerez, o no está por ahí.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, any question? Do you understand why, mister?
No question.
Okay, good. Let's continue. She dislikes drinking Coke. Okay, she dislikes drinking Coke. There we are. Okay. Correct. Dislike is the verb. It's in first place. It's part of the list. And drink is any verb, right? That we can use in the second place with ing in this case because it's after dislike. She dislikes, but it dislikes because it's in present. She dislikes drinking Coke. Eso siempre lo vamos a respetar. Y si quiero decir en futuro, teacher, ¿ya cambiaría la regla? No. She will dislike drinking Coke. No importa si es pasado, presente, presente perfecto, lo que sea. Right? Any situation. Porque eso no toca a que va en segundo lugar después de este verbo. No importa en qué tiempo está el primer verbo de la lista. Ok. Here. Aquí contestó Mr. Jerez. Es que yo voy bajando uno por uno. Ok. So, well, that's the idea. Prefer, dislike, enjoy, avoid. Here you have some other. Some, right? Because we have some other. Okay. But that's it. That's it. That is the point. As you see, it's not something complicated. Okay, we have to work. Yes, we have to. We have to work because let me see here. We have to work because we need to memorize. But it's less complicated than yesterday's. That was a subject, right? It was a little bit complex, the situation, but in this case, no, it's just that to follow. Okay. Any question? So in this case, right, I avoid working at night. I keep let's say, I keep going, I keep visiting my mom on weekends. I keep visiting. And what about this? Can help. Can help. In this case, be careful because in this case, when you have, this is one verb. It's not can't individually and help individually. Okay? This is a new verb. When they are together, can't and help together is a new verb. Okay? So in this case, it means evitar. No puedo evitar. Right? So no es, no puedo ayudar. This is a new verb. When you have this combination of can't with help, es no puedo evitar. For example, I like that song, right? I'm going to play that song for you, in which you will see some other verbs, not just with ing, but with to. And the song said, I can help. Those are all songs. I can help falling in love with you. Okay, so no puedo evitar, right? Enamorarme. No puedo evitar. I can help falling in love. Okay, so in that case, fall in love is one verb. Los tres me hacen uno. Enamorarse, right? Fall in love. Las tres palabritas me hacen enamorarse. Y can help me hace una diferente a una nueva, I mean. Can help. No puedo evitar enamorarme de ti. Like the song says, right? And so after this, we use ing, falling. I can help working too much. I can help listening. Okay, etc. And the other is mine. It's like importar, right? I don't mind. I don't mind working at night. I don't mind working early in the morning. I don't mind, etc. Okay, let's do one sentence with those two verbs. The other are clear, right? Consider. I consider changing into or moving into a new work, into a new job. I mean, I consider moving into a new job. I consider going out later. I consider working with you, working in this company, etc. Right? So, but let's do one and one. One with can't help and one with mind. Things that you don't mind. Most of the time, I don't. This is don't. Estos suelen ser negativos. So let's do a couple of sentences with can help and don't mind.
No puedo pensar, tal vez.
¿Cómo, mister?
Don't mean.
No. I told you that it means I don't mind, no me importa. No puedo pensar. No me importa tal cosa. I don't mind working at night, as I said, right? No me importa trabajar de noche. I don't mind working with them. I don't mind going with you. I don't know. So that's what I said. Things that you don't mind. Lo que usted no le molesta, no le importa.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, sir.
And don't mind finish in class 11 p.m. for learning.
Okay. Okay. Can you write? Can you send it in the chat, please?
Okay.
I didn't catch the last part, but can you send it to the chat, please? Okay, let's see what else we have here. Just one more? Okay, just Mr. Ramirez. I don't mind finishing the class at. I don't mind finishing Mr. Ramirez. Because remember that that's the point. After those verbs, we use the second verb with ing. So I don't mind finishing the class at 11 p.m. to learn more. I got it. I got it. To learn. Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's check because I don't know if someone else will send. So I don't mind receiving coffee sample next Monday. Okay, maybe in a context because it's correct, right? The combination, don't mind, and then receiving with ing, coffee sample. Next Monday? Well, maybe in a context, right? In a real life, because in this case, I said next Monday, why or what? I don't know. The idea is not clear for me, but it's well, the structure is correct, right? But the idea is not clear for me. Maybe I'm missing some information to get the idea. Okay, so I can help crying when I see this movie, okay? I can help crying when I see this movie. Okay, this is a good one. The second is clear for me. Well, Mr. Ramirez, let's see that I already checked. And I don't mind eating late dinner. Okay, that's a good one. I don't mind eating late. I don't mind eating dinner late. Okay, I don't mind eating dinner late. And I don't mind eating pupusas every day. Okay, every day. Is it true, Mr. Barrientos? Can you eat pupusas every day?
No, teacher, it's example.
It's just an example. Okay. Yeah, no, my sister thinks that way. That's what I ask you, Mr. Barrientos, because my sister doesn't mind eating pupusas every day. She's happy if she eats pupusas every day. So it's possible. So that's what I ask you. But it's just an example in your case. Okay, Mr. Jerez, I don't mind giving up soon. So soon. I mean, I don't mind. I'm reading. Yes. You are playing with my mind, Mr. Harris. I don't mind give up so soon. I don't mind giving. Okay, remember, guys, in this case is, I don't mind give it the same. You have written the same, Mr. Okay, remember that the idea is mind after don't mind with ing. I don't mind giving up so soon. Okay? But it's a strange sentence, No me importa rendirme pronto. Well, maybe, right? Like Miss Rodriguez that I said, no le encuentro mucho sentido, pero quizás en lo que ellos están pensando tiene. But in this case, the structure needs, Mr. Jerez. I don't mind giving, no give up, giving up. Okay, let's see the next. She can't help drinking coffee every day. Okay. One thing, Mr. Fuentes. In this case, we never change the second verb. Remember that we keep the rules, guys. Okay? Eso es lo bonito de inglés y lo fácil. Que inglés mantiene sus reglas, no que aquí sí, allá no. Mantiene bastante sus reglas. And remember that we said When we use can, we don't change the second verb. Incluso ni el primero cambiamos. Si yo digo she can, no digo she cans. Mucho menos voy a decir el segundo verbo. No va a sufrir cambios de tercera persona, Mr. Fuentes. ¿Ok? Got it?
Okay, teacher.
Yeah, got it?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. So don't forget it, right? No the first and less the second. Porque el segundo va en infinitivo. Puede tal cosa. Y en este caso es lo mismo, aunque es otro significado, but it's the same. So in the, just that detail, and then we have a good. I mean, describe it. Drinking coffee every day. Okay, that's a good one. Correct. Let's see the next. The next. So I don't have more. No more, right? This is the last one, I think. Yeah. Yes, this is the last one, I think. Okay. So you see, with all of them, it's the same story. But we need to add more and more and more verbs. Okay. And let's see, let's go back to the book. Okay. Now let's do this exercise. No, no, because this is of 3. Aquí tienen de todo. Solo este pedacito está en el libro. Miren. Esto es todo el tema en el libro. Aquí están los 3. Yo se los he hecho más largos porque creo que es necesario, right? Pero aquí lo han hecho quizás para que el teacher complemente, me imagino. Porque si necesita más. Ok, y aquí solo tenemos esto. So, me falta la última parte que es after prepositions. Entonces todavía no vamos a hacer este ejercicio porque aquí va de todo ya. Ok, so let me, give me a second. I think that this is the verb that I got for you. I mean, extra exercise. Let me see. Yes, I got one for you. I got one for you. In this case, you will see okay, I'm gonna show you because in this case, let me explain you something. We have here some other verbs like, hate, enjoy, mind, finish, hate, mind, enjoy, love, okay? But in this case, aquí hay de otro grupo y les voy a decir cuáles. Hate y love. Los demás sí solo son con gerund only. Okay? After enjoy, the verb with ing. After mind, the verb with ing. No more possibilities. After finish, the verb with ing. After like, after dislike, no, también dislike. Dislike sí solo es con ing, pero like puede ser con los dos, como hate y como love. ¿Ok? So I can say, si digo que puede ser como los dos, ¿quién me ayuda con un ejemplo? A lo que yo me refiero. Ya lo expliqué antes qué es eso de los dos. So, can you give me an example, please? Maybe this. Those that you can see here, 1 and 2. If I said that is possible, both, can you tell me what I'm saying in the sense? ¿Cómo nos quedaría? Miss Rodriguez, are you around?
Yes.
Okay, can you please help me?
We like cooking dinner for our family.
Okay. And since I said that it's possible in the two forms, what would be the second?
We like to cook dinner for our family.
We like to cook dinner for the family. Okay, good, very good, excellent, thanks. Okay, thanks for helping me. Okay, so you see, she said we like cooking dinner for our family. But she said that a second option, we like to cook. To cook. Listen. Let me write it here for you. It would be in this way. We like cooking dinner. Pero también puedo decir we like to cook. You see? Y en este caso, I'm going to say this in Spanish. Excuse me, but I think that this topic is... Necesito que les quede súper claro y que no sea el impedimento, en este caso, el idioma. ¿Ok? Son algunos pedacitos claves. Digo esas partes. Ok, so excuse me, ¿ok? No le digan a nadie, va a ser secreto. So cooking, that I was saying in Spanish. So cooking and to cook. Los dos son posibles, pero en este caso no es como stop que le dije a Miss Ramaya. Si usted dice stop, está cambiando la intención de lo que dice, que ya nunca más lo hizo, que paró para siempre o que paró por un momento. En este caso, o sea, que le gustó para siempre, le gustó para un momento. No. Eso es para stop. Y otra listita de verbos que cambia el significado. Que puede usar los dos, pero va a decir algo distinto. En este caso, no. Va a ser distinto. It will be exactly the same. Si usted le pone to o le pone al verbo, o le pone ing al verbo, al segundo, ahí no le estoy cambiando de intención ni de mensaje como con stop. En este caso, cualquiera de los dos. No problem. It's up to you. It's your decision. The one that you prefer. And no problem. Puedo decirlo con los dos. Y ese es otro grupo que se puede decir con los dos. En el caso de los que estamos viendo, de la pequeña listita que les di, no se puede decir con los dos. Me veo restringida a solo usar con ing. No me permiten. Son más estrictos. Ese grupo dice, no, es que aquí solo una cosa. En cambio, estos son más flexibles. Este grupo dice, ok, ¿para qué le vamos a complicar la vida? Usted es el que quiera, no importa. Y el otro grupo dice, ok, use los dos, pero vamos a hacer una diferencia porque eso es desorden. Como el grupo de stop. Pero la buena noticia es que ese grupo de stop, pues, de los menos usados. Lo más importante es estos, con ing y el segundo, con to, porque hay unos verbos que solo le permiten, como le dije más o menos el lunes, to. Al revés del grupo que estamos viendo, de gerund. Este grupo de gerund, la listita que les compartí, no le da permiso de ponerle to al otro verbo. En cambio, el otro grupo de verbos, que es otro grupito, otra listita, ese no le da permiso de ponerle ing al verbo, le tiene que poner to. Ejemplo, Miss, well, need, want, have. Ahí nunca puedo decir I need having. I need, I have work, I have working, I have buying. No, I have to work tomorrow. I have to buy. I need to go to the office. I want to get home soon. I want to get home soon. Entonces, este es del otro grupo, opuesto al que estamos viendo, que con have. What's the other that I said? I need. And the other that I just mentioned, want. ¿Qué va a usar usted? To. Solo tú, solo tú. Want to, need to, have to. You see, it's opposite, right? It's opposite. Es opuesto a este grupo. ¿Quién me permite este grupo? ING. No to. Y este tercer grupo sí le permite los dos. Mañana les voy a dar una listita más profundita de los otros grupos, pero ahorita necesito cubrir lo que el libro nos pide. Okay, so, but the idea is that you learn everything, right? And you know why. So in this case, we have like, hate, and love. Estos tres son bien generosos, son del grupo de los generosos, y le permiten las dos opciones. Está bien, ya le di, como le dije, está bien, usa el que quieras, no me interesa, la cuestión que lo digas. Si quieres ponerle to antes del siguiente verbo, si quieres ponerle ing al final, pero no juntos, ¿ok? No juntos. So it means that I can say, I love going out with my family. I love to go out with my family. I hate driving anytime. Or I hate to drive. Acá no lo están poniendo con ing porque es cierto, se puede. Solo que, como le decía a Miss Amaya, no quiero que nos confundamos con que estos, porque en realidad son de distintos grupos. No es lo mismo que usted pueda hacer las dos opciones que tenga restricción. No es lo mismo. ¿Ok? So, in this case, aquí todos le van a tomar con ing, porque se puede con ing, pero no es exclusivo como los otros. Got it?
I got it, teacher.
Okay, so I'm going to share this link so you can work individually. You can do this exercise individually. In this case, it's just to add ing and to understand, right? Understand the verb that you need. There you have the options: wash, work, cook, help, and read. And in the second part, you have the verb, just add ing. Okay, in this case, all of them are with ing. No problem. It's just that I want you to be clear, 100%, right? Están ahí, pero en realidad se pueden usar con gerundio, que es lo que estamos viendo, pero no exclusivamente con gerundio, como los primeros que les mostré. Okay, there you got the link, and I'm gonna send it to the chat too, to WhatsApp, so you can work individually, please. Okay, 2 more minutes for those who are missing. 2 more minutes. Okay, one more minute. Okay, let's check what we have. Let's see. Okay, here we have Miss, let me see. Miss Miranda, right? Okay, let's check Miss Miranda. So we have here two situations. Maybe in this case, it was because I said that it's possible. Or I don't know why, Miss Miranda. ¿Por qué le puso tú a estos dos?
Porque en la explicación yo recordé que se dijo que se podía utilizar el to.
Ok.
En hate to.
Ok, en estos, correct. Eso es lo que les estaba diciendo, right? Que en este caso me imaginaba, because I said that that is possible too. Pero en este caso, Miss, porque no dije que se podía. Y si no, y si escuchó ahí cámbialo de grupo o de lista, porque sí no dije que se podía. Estaba en la primera lista, que era exclusivamente con gerund. Okay, so in this case, no possibilities, guys. Ahora, ¿y aquí por qué, Sofía? ¿Por qué entonces está malo si se puede? Porque aquí solo está programado para ing. Aquí solo estamos trabajando con gerund. Como ven, todos estos verbos son con gerund. Entonces, aquí está programado con gerund. Aquí no le va a salir malo. Pero por eso yo le expliqué, porque aquí no le explica que si usted puede usar el hate con to. Porque aquí ni siquiera se lo admite. Y por eso es que yo les estaba dando esa información extra. Porque si yo no les mencionaba, iba a parecer que solo lo puedo usar con ing como los otros. Porque yo he dicho que lo de la lista que les di, solo permite ing. Entonces, si yo no les daba esa aclaratoria, iba a parecer que estos también solo me permiten. O sea que yo no puedo decir I hate to watch. Y sí se puede, right? Aunque aquí usted no lo iba a anotar, porque se lo iba a aceptar con ing. Right? So you see the difference. Y en este caso, definitely, right? Aquí sí, no mencioné que mine se puede con los dos. No se puede. Mine solo me permite ing.
Okay.
Okay, guys? Well, it's for everybody, right? It's not just for Miss Miranda, it's for everybody. The explanation. So in this case, remember, guys, that in this case we have another possibility, like, hate, and love. Pero está perfectamente, ok, utilizado acá. No es que esté malo, pero no está programado el juego, el ejercicio, para aceptar ambos. Como ayer a Miss Rodríguez, right? Solo porque le faltó la letra C en exciting, le tiró malo. pero estaba bien la estructura. El problema fue de spelling. Y así son estos lugares. Por un punto que le dé con espacio o un punto que no va, que lo ponga donde no vaya, está malo, aunque en sí esté ocupando correctamente la estructura. So in this case, that's what I explained at the beginning, okay? But remember, be careful, please, because I just said hate, like, and love, not the rest. Let's continue with Miss Rodriguez. Okay, excellent. No comments here, right? It's okay. Then we have, I don't remember, Mr. Jerez, I think. Okay. I don't know what happened here, Mr. Jerez.
I
Sel-
see.
Yeah?
I see
Finger mistake.
the most words.
Finger mistake. Error de dedo. Okay. Yeah, maybe, right? A finger mistake, que se le fue esto. So, but hasta aquí estaría bien, right? Enjoy is working, correct. En este caso, what is the mistake, Mr. Jerez?
I don't understand the verb type.
Because the spelling, right? In this case, you didn't have to omit the Y. It's like this. You keep the Y, tidy, and you just add ing.
Okay.
That is why, because of the spelling. No tenía que quitarle la Y.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Okay, let's continue with the next person. I think it's Mr. Ramirez. Let me see. Okay, good, cooking, good, reading, excellent. And here the same, Mr. Ramirez. I think this is yours. So it's the same, Mr. Ramirez. Are you around, Mr. Ramirez?
Yeah.
Okay. So the same, right? You didn't have to omit Y. You keep the Y and just add ing.
I see.
Okay, sir.
Thanks.
Anytime. And here, esta no sé de quién es. But here, remember, help. I mean, my brother doesn't mind helping. Helping, always. Después de mine, see? Y no more options in the case of mine. And in this case, a spelling mistake, right? I guess that you forgot to write G at the end. Por eso salió mala. But in this case, it's finished reading. Just the G at the end is missing. And in this case, tidying, right? No double D. Just keep the Y. Esos fueron acá los problemillas. And here, okay, like this. You see? We keep the Y. And okay, ya no sé de quiénes son estas, pero ahí están bien. So the same, right? The same situation. Keep the Y. It's for spelling. Yours. Okay. So that's it, guys. Some of you have spelling mistake, right? But that's the idea. Ahora, si me le quitó el ing, cuidado. ¿Ok? Cuidado. Y si le puso to cuando no era, también cuidado. That's the problem. Pero si fue error de dedo, todo el tiempo nos pasa. Bueno, a mí me pasa todo el tiempo. Escribo una letra por otra, se me va el espacio. You know, I'm terrible typing. Okay, so no problem, right? Because the important is that we understand. Si se nos fue ahí un finger mistake. Pero si es otra situación, be careful. Take notes. Okay, well, let me see what's next. What's next? Okay, I'm gonna play a song for you. And in that song, you're gonna listen. Let me see if we have time. Yes, we have. Okay, we're gonna observe more verbs. And here you will see not just ing. And you will see some of the verbs that we have studied. Okay? You will see here different verbs. So be careful, pay attention, because I'm gonna make a couple of questions at the end of the song. Okay? You're gonna tell me ¿De qué grupo son? ¿Quiénes son? ¿Los mencionamos o no lo hemos mencionado? Ya, okay. Because not all of them, but most of them, you already have to recognize. Okay? So let me share. And then we have the comments. Let me open. Where is it? Let me see. I'm gonna stop because just let me take the time. But before we listen the song, tell me your names, please. Let me go to the attendance. Me voy a salir. Y ustedes me dicen sus nombres. But wait a minute, please. Wait a minute. When I say now, because I haven't opened the attendance list, give me a second. Okay, so one person, please. Now, tell me your name.
Andrés Armando. Teacher.
Okay, okay, Andres, Mr. Ramirez. Thanks. There you are, Mr. Ramirez. Someone else?
Basti Miranda.
Okay. Let's see. Miranda. Okay, next person.
Katia Marcela Rodríguez.
Okay, next person.
Rafael Fuentes.
Okay, Mr. Fuentes.
Patricia
Mr.
Maya.
Fuentes. Okay, wait a minute, please. Just let me look for Mr. Fuentes. Fuentes. Okay, here you are. Next person.
Patricia Maya.
Okay, Miss Amaya, let me look for your name. Amaya. Okay, here you are. Next person.
José
Isaac Adalberto Rodríguez.
Okay, Adalberto. Okay. Isaac Adalberto. Okay, here you are. Next person, please.
José Jerez.
Mauricio Barrientos.
José Gerardo. Wait a minute, please. José.
Jerez.
Jerez. José Eduardo. José Dagoberto.
Sí,
Right?
José Alberto.
Ok, Eduardo. No sé dónde saqué Eduardo. Ok, so Dagoberto. Ok, Mr. Jerez, there you are. And Mr. Barrientos, you said, right? Mr. Barrientos?
Hello, teacher.
Okay. It was Mr. Barrientos. Someone else or nobody else? Nobody else. Okay. So I think everybody is in the list. Okay, so let's continue. Pay attention to this song. We're gonna check it together, okay? Let me stop, but because I won't have, I don't know if I'm gonna stop because of the problems with YouTube. Okay, so no sé a qué. No sé cuáles tienen y no tienen. Permiso, okay, so let's stop here. So you see, there you could listen and you could see different, lot of verbs with a second verb and different options. You could listen to, you could listen ing, okay? So tomorrow that I'm gonna give you the extra, more specifically the extra groups, we're gonna listen the song again part by part, and I'm gonna tell you which of those, some other, right? Because you know already want, keep, can help, wait. No, I didn't mention wait. What's the other that I said? Stop. Those. But the rest, okay, we're gonna talk about the rest. Which ones are just with two, like want? Which one are part of the group of want, need, and have, and which are part of the group of enjoy, prefer, etc. Okay? And which are possible to use with both. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna talk about this. We continue with that topic. So basically in this, let's say explanation, I already mentioned what the books, well, more than the books gives. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna continue working with the rest of the verbs. Okay, we're gonna do exercises just with infinitive only. We're gonna do exercises with gerund or infinitive. Okay, at least those two. So you can continue knowing. But in this case, okay, without looking at your notes, tell me, what are some of the verbs that we use with gerund only? Gerund only. You already know what it means, right? When I said gerund only means that in the second verb, you just can use ing, no other possibility. Can you mention, please? Waiting for you.
Prefer, dislike, enjoy,
Okay, prefer, dislike, enjoy.
avoid, keep,
Okay, avoid, keep. Ms. Rodriguez is looking at the list.
Mind,
Yes.
consider,
Mind,
Mind, correct, don't mind. What other?
don't, can help,
Can't help, correct. And there we
don't
saw in the music, we saw something similar that was can stand. It's similar, it's just gerund only. But tomorrow we're gonna add some other. Okay, excellent. Those are some of the most of the verbs, right? That we dislike, enjoy, prefer, mind, it can help, avoid. That's those. Okay, so very good. So that's what you have to keep in mind, guys. And okay, some of the that I mentioned that are infinitive only. It means that after then, the next verb needs to. What is the second group? Que ya no era parte del tema del libro, pero está conectado. ¿Cuáles son el otro grupo? Solo mencioné 3.
is have to, need
Correct.
to, want to.
Have, need, and want. Correct. Have to, want to, and need to. Okay. Y por ahí teníamos otro que en las songs, right? Promise to. Promise. And I don't remember some others in this moment, but promise. Promise is just with to. Promise to. Etc. So, but tomorrow, as I said, we're gonna do that complement, okay? But that's, you see, it's interesting, right? It's interesting, all the variety that exists. And it's very satisfactory when we can recognize all of them and when we use them correctly. You know, we use them correctly. And we know when to use this, when to use the other, even though we have a huge variety, as you can see already, that we have a huge variety, but we manage them. Okay, we can manage them. Okay, so that is the topic for today, but tomorrow I will continue, as I said, right, as a plus, because I think it's very interesting and important that you see this. Okay, so now let's go with the last part of this group. Mañana voy a volver, ok, a este tema para practicar más y agregar más verbos y mañana sí vamos a agregar ejercicios de los otros grupos, aunque no estén en el libro. So you will be, after this week, 100%, right? Working perfectly with gerund, only infinitive, only gerund or infinitive, with different meaning, gerund infinitive with same meaning, etc. Okay, so let me see. Let me share. I want to share the last part of this. Here we have the third situation. That is the easiest. Aquí se los pusieron del más al menos, I think. Ok. Hubieran empezado por el más y después por el menos, right? Así nos decía un licenciado, en los exámenes se sugiere empezar de lo más fácil a lo menos difícil. Sí nos enseñaron cuando hicimos elaboración de test, porque si no nos decepcionamos, decía el licenciado. So, do you think it's true? ¿O es mejor salir de un solo de lo más difícil? What do you think? What do
Lo
you
más
think?
fácil primero.
Lo más fácil, okay, the easiest first. That's why el licenciado said. Okay, yeah, maybe right. I agree. Si no, uno cansa la mente. Y si no, va tomando confianza. Okay, so, but in this case, it was the other way around, you know. But now the good point is, ya pasamos lo más difícil, ahora, ¿cómo no vamos a hacer esto? Okay, so if you were working very well with the two first groups. So the last group is that easy, like, as I mentioned on Monday, it's as easy as recognize. You just have to recognize prepositions. And now the rule is this group, right? We are with this group, with the last one, after preposition. Remember that the topic is the same, right? Gerund. So we are using gerunds. So in this case, the other reason, this is the third reason why we use gerund in a verb. You can see that in general is the same idea. In general is the same idea. The gerund in the verb. So the ing in the verb. No siempre va a ser con el segundo, no siempre va a ser como sujeto. Ahora es another rule after a preposition. But that's it. So what do I have to do here, Sophia? The only thing that you need to do is memorize the preposition, recognize prepositions. So here we have the most common, in, about. So I mentioned, do you remember some of the prepositions that I mentioned in the previous class that are some of the most common? Any other? Excuse me?
Preposition at.
At, okay.
On.
That's correct. At, on. What else, guys? The list is long.
Of.
Of. What else? For. Well, about that we have here. Okay, on. We have, let me see what else. With, right? With is very common. For is very common. With, for. Okay, those are the most common. I would say that those are for, with, on, in, at. What else did you say? About, right? Of. Those are the most common, but we have many. Excuse me?
Before.
Okay, before is another. Okay, so before, after, etc. So you see, we have a lot of. So that's the point, to memorize. That's what we have to do, to memorize the prepositions, you know, the prepositions that we need. So in that case, we have here, let me erase this. That's it. That's all the explanation, to recognize a preposition. And that after a preposition, you know, in this rule is a little bit different. because in this case, we can have as a second verb, but no immediately. ¿Ok? Aquí el punto es después de la preposición. No necesariamente tiene que ir pegadito al verbo, como los anteriores, como el anterior grupo. So, and the point is que hay verbos que piden preposición. ¿Cómo es eso que piden preposición? Bueno, que tienen una preposición específica. No es a lo que es similar a español o a lo que a mí se me ocurre porque, an example, a good example. If you say, y a veces no es verbo, por ejemplo, esta expresión. Por eso les digo, no necesariamente tiene que ir con otro verbo pegadito al verbo. Aquí lo importante es el punto de la preposition. So, good at, que ya he mencionado antes. This is a preposition, right? Esto no es un verbo, pero esta es una preposición. So, the point is that I'm going to use, if I use a verb after this preposition, the verb will go with ing. I'm good at, no, that's not with verb. I'm good at learning languages. Learning. So if we make the translation to Spanish, make no sense, right? Make no sense. So this is the case that we don't have to think in Spanish. We don't have to make the translation. Just understand good at and the verb. Good at learning languages, good at paying attention in class, good at participating, good at speaking in class, good at working hard, good at, oh, she's good at helping. Could be, right? She's good at helping people, helping others. She's good at giving support to her coworkers, for example, right? Or she's good at giving support to her employees. You see? So that's the point. But there are many verbs that have a preposition. Okay? We have many verbs in which we have preposition. ¿Y cuáles son esos verbos, teacher? Bueno, ya se los voy a mostrar y también hay que irlos observando. Okay? Because in this case, 2 points. This is the class, right? The most basic. After the preposition, a verb with ing. After a preposition, the verb with ing. That's the point. But the other point additional to this topic is that you have to pay attention the preposition that we need in English, because it's not always that connection with Spanish, guys. For example, it's not correct to say good for. It doesn't exist. If we say, I'm good for work, it's incorrect. The expression, the preposition that we need, if we want to express that idea, is at, good at, no good for. Another very common that sometimes we get confused is depend. Depend of. Some people say, right, well, teacher, it depends. It depends of. Porque así suena en español, right? Depende de, but it's not correct. The preposition that we need in English is on. So, it, porque estoy hablando de una situación, it depends. It depends on. It depends on you, it depends on her, it depends on, or it depends on being early. Si uso un verbo. It depends on being. It depends on being early. Y vamos a pasar a comer pupusas. Well, it depends on being early or late. Depende si está o de estar temprano o tarde. Ahí depende. Okay, so you see, be careful with this situation because not always are the preposition that we think in Spanish. Okay, and the other situation with prepositions is that if you change the preposition, you can change, no todas, pero hay algunas. Por ejemplo, dream, hay algunas que no cambia, ok, no importa. But in this case, dream about and dream of. Is it the same or does it have any different? If I say dream of or dream about? The same verb, right? You can listen the same verb. Dream about. The preposition about. But I'm giving you another option. Dream of. Do you think it's the same? Or what's the difference? If in case there is any difference. Hurry up, please tell me that we have just 5 minutes.
Different, teacher.
Okay, correct. What's the difference, mister? Excellent. What is the difference?
The circumstance is sueño acerca de. Estoy soñando. ¿Cómo expresarlo? Tengo la idea, pero no puedo expresarlo, teacher.
Okay. Well, the good is that you have the idea, okay? The important is that you understand the difference. That's the important, right? So you don't have to explain. That's me, okay? Don't worry, okay? So in this case, guys, is dream about, as Mr. Ramirez said, right? It's different because dream about is when you dream with someone, when you are sleeping and you dream. It's not real. Dream about. Dream of is when you have an objective. You have a projection, something that you want to get, that you want to do, but you are not sleeping. For example, I dream of traveling around the world. I dream of traveling because, you know, I'm not sleeping. It's just an objective that I wish. But in this case of dream about, I don't know why, but I always dream about traveling. It means that I'm sleeping. In my dreams, I travel. Okay, so it's different. So this is the point, that sometimes if we use a different preposition, it's because with the same verb, it's because we have a different intention. Cambia el verbo de significado. ¿Ok? No es lo mismo soñar despierto que soñar dormido. Soñar dormido que soñar en un objetivo, para un objetivo. Algo que perseguir en la realidad. Okay, so the point here is that prepositions is easy, but we have many details, okay, to observe. Número uno, ¿qué preposición llevan algunos verbos? Que algunas veces no coincide con lo que nosotros queremos ponerle viniendo del español. Entonces, observar los verbos que llevan preposición, ¿cuál es la que llevan? La mayor parte de veces coincide. La otra es esta, que si usted ve un verbo con 2 diferentes preposiciones o hasta 3, probablemente no está hablando de la misma acción, sino que ya cambia un poquitín, aunque sea el mismo verbo. ¿Ok? Y aprendernos, número 3, las preposiciones, que en general yo identifico la preposición, sea porque el verbo lo pide, sea porque es una expresión que lleva preposition. En las 2 situaciones va un verbo, lo voy a poner con ing. Ese es el punto aquí, en el grupo número 3. Okay? But tomorrow we're gonna of course, I'm gonna explain a little bit more in case that is necessary. I'm gonna give you more examples. We're gonna learn about specific groups of these prepositions, after prepositions, you know, and you will see many examples that are very common. It's just that maybe sometimes we don't realize, but we are in touch. I mean, we always, they're around. Ahí están por todos lados, solo que a veces no nos hemos percatado. But after this class, you're gonna see, yes, it's true. They are everywhere. So tomorrow I'm gonna give you different examples, different exercises, okay? So you will work and manage the last group of these germs, okay? And I'm gonna add about the previous topic that was verbs, okay? So hope to see you tomorrow. Was a pleasure, and just like that. I mean, that's it. I hope that you don't miss class tomorrow. Okay, so take care. Good night,
Thanks,
Miss.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a nice
Care.
night.
Take care.
Take care.
Sleep tight.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, teacher.
Good night, sir.